And then, okay, so you guys are driving and you can hear Mo singing at the back. I mean, when did the connection become, why don't we try singing instead of doing the dancing stuff?
So we never stopped dancing. Dancing
Right.
never
Okay.
stopped.
Never stopped.
So
Yeah.
And remember, we were,
that's part of our package. Our dancing is part of our package.
yes.
But the added on to the package to make it full was the singing and rapping. And we hooked up with some local friends. And they was like, okay, they were producers. And they was trying to get their name out as well. And they like, y'all got talent. And we started doing demos with them. And give them their props, Shaky J and Nate. They're incredible friends that we grew up with. If it wasn't for them on that side, you know.
Yeah, that was our first experience as artists being recording. You know what? It's all, I'm not going to say that it's all, you know, by coincidence, but it was just all aligned. You know, when you're in the scene of what you want to do and love, and you're in the scene with others who also love what they do, that's what you do. You network. You say, oh, you do this. Oh, you do this. Let's get together. So that's what it was. We happen to have some friends around us that says, hey, we doing music. What you think? We were like, we're down. Got behind that microphone, didn't know what we were doing yet. But eventually, by that experience, we started writing our own music on our own. We weren't producers, but we knew how to use instrumentals, wrote to that. We wrote He's Mine in my apartment. You know, that wasn't, you know, there was no pre-production, no whole lot of money behind that first. No, that was just us vibing with one another. Took it in front of, we were meeting up with AMG. You know who AMG is, right? Bitch, better have money.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we met up with him, and there happened to be other executives there that overheard what we did. And it just took off from there. You know, there's no one way to become successful. We all possess that ability to be successful. So there's not, oh, we had this great big budget to become MokenStef. No, we didn't. We just work with what we had.
Right. Our resources and connections. And
yeah, I mean, Kenya, what about the name then? Because most of us probably wouldn't. I mean, I'm speaking to Mo and Kenya and Steph, but the idea of let's use that to incorporate the name of the group, how did that come about?
Well, I know Stefanie mentioned earlier we were with some producers, and along with that, I think we were getting ready for a show, and we had some other guy dancers with us, and we were rehearsing, and they also was, they all were encouraging us that we need to step out because, like Stefanie mentioned earlier, we used to outshine the artists. And it's like, you guys should do your own thing. And we've been hearing it so much to where we start considering it. Like, yeah, we should. Like, what would our name be? We didn't want to be Three the Hard Way, Three Girls. We didn't want three something. It was just too obvious, right? So we were in the formation of MokenStef, and we were just rehearsing, just very casual, very relaxed. And we're thinking, I even think it was a moment where we put names in a hat, but we didn't like none of the names. I can't think of any right now, but one guy was like, what about MokenStef?
What?
And we were like, MokenStef. And Steph was like, well, what about Steph can Mo? But everybody felt like MokenStef. It just flowed.
Right.
Flow with it. So
and that was a deal easy for me to swallow because, it was like, okay, well, there's Jodeci.
Yeah, exactly.
So it was kind of like, all right, well, we could,
Sure. Was Steph, were you serious about Steph and Mark, or were you just joking?
I was dead serious. Because this is back the week because we're standing in line, and so it's like Mo was first, and Steph, I was last. So we went like, so MokenStef
left to right,
left to right. Let's flip it and go the
right to left.
Okay.
But I like the run. I like the way it was ringing with MokenStef.
Yeah. When you guys were then considering, okay, we got the name, who were the female groups that were already out and stuff that you guys were looking at and think, wow, okay, maybe we can make our moves in and around?
I would say,
go ahead.
I would say Salt and Pepper.
Yeah, I was gonna say that too.
That's more similar to our vibe, you know, except they didn't have a singer. But when they brought In Vogue to their thing, when they did their feature with them, but we already naturally was like that, like already homegrown R&B and hip hop, raptresses and singers and songstresses and, you know, writing our own music. We already had that in our, so we more kind of fit more in that kind of vibe.
Yes.
And then because we danced too, and Salt and Pepper did too, you know. But we had a little extra different type of twist because Mo was a singer.
Mm-hmm.
And also TLC, they were the flip side of us. They had 2 singers and a rapper. We had 2 rappers and a singer. So it was a little bit reversed, but they were also a little similar to our vibe. It was just, you know, 2 raptress and 1 singer.
So then when you guys were then coming up with your first singles and albums and stuff, what year was this then? Around what year was this?
95 was when the single was being, but we had been writing since 92.
Mm-hmm.
I think with another, like we said, how we started off with the guys that had helped us, our friends, local producers and stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
We actually came out with we did a whole video, a single. People have not seen that. That's in the some archives.
Yeah.
We came out in 92 actually, you know, before that, you know what I mean? But like as far as when we signed with Outburst and Def Jam, people know those labels because they're more familiar, Def Jam. But Outburst was our independent company. We had got distributed through Def Jam.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, that time, that's like 94 when that single, 95 was when it actually dropped, the single. Yeah. And that was 95 in May. He's Mine was the single and the album dropped in June of 1995.
But then in 92, so I'm thinking about 92. So yes, TLC were out. I think Jade had just come out, and so SWV.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Jeanne.
SWV, and those are good friends of mine.
Mm-hmm.
They were that, so we always loved them, but we weren't like them. You know what I mean? It's like only thing I would say that was like them is our hair. Their hair was so pretty, like our hair. We was like, oh, our hair gonna be really cute like theirs. Like the hair, I think our hair vibe would be more. But as far as we weren't alike, because they was all singers. You know, they were sisters with voices. They were singing, so we didn't like look at ourselves to be just like them because of how different our vibe was.
Yeah,
but we loved it.
Yeah, but I'm just thinking there wasn't that. I mean, you mentioned Salt and Pepper, but I'm just trying to think there weren't that many.
There was no. So here's the thing: there was no group like us.
Yeah.
Like to be honest with you, nobody danced like we danced, like hip hop serious dancers. We danced, we rapped, and we sung. So it was kind of hard. And we brought our own material. So we was very. That was kind of, and so that's something we talk about in the book because we were very different. It was hard for the label to really understand. We had too much talent. We had too much talent. You couldn't make us be like somebody because we really weren't. We're trying to give you something, but we really weren't like anybody. To be real,
we
you know what I mean? We
represented the way that we were.
Yeah, the way our style was, because we was raptors and singers and dancers, like real dancers, you know, and songwriters. We wrote our own music. We had so much talent.
Yeah. They had a different marketing angle.
And we weren't put together. We put ourselves together.
Right. Yeah, they had a different marketing angle that kind of put us out there in the light that we were quote unquote like angels. and not to say that we're not angels, but we were a little bit more party-ish type girls. Yeah. And they were really trying to tone us down. And
kind of was bougie ghetto.
Yeah.
But they was trying to make us be super bougie and like R&B divas. They wanted us to be like the SWV.
They kind of had us on a squeaky clean vibe, I think.
Yeah, but that wasn't really who they signed. And once they got to see what was going on in the background, understand we were nice girls, respectful, hardworking women, but we also had a edge to us.
Yes.
And that's why we talk about in our book, we had so our wardrobe stylist, and they started kind of understanding us, but our wardrobe stylist first was like this classy lady in Hollywood that did like Halle Berry, like these famous actors, like them. And then her name was Deborah. She's awesome. And she was styling us, but it was good for us to have that, but we still needed our edge. And so they started seeing like, oh, they have like an edge to them. And that's where Misa Hilton, which is a well-known well-known wardrobes, a stylist for all kind of people, from Mary J to you name it, Lil Kim. She started being our stylist, and she was from New York. And so we got, collaborate those two flavors, and that's how MokenStef, we was working it that way.
Thanks for watching. Please remember to subscribe to the channel, but most importantly to press the notification bell so that you can be notified when we do have a new interview. Loads to come, but thanks a lot for watching.